but they were just so shy no one really found them. Alright, let's see what else we can find. Ooh, see quite a few antelopes coming up ahead. We're going to see about 2 types of species of antelope out here. There's some orange ones, those are bongos. Those are known the ghosts of the forest. They can maneuver through the forest without being heard or detected. Then there's some tan ones, and these are greater kudu. You can tell they're females because they don't have horns. Males have horns that are very big and spiral. You might notice both the bongos and greater kudu have some white lines running along their bodies. These lines act as disruptive camouflage, so once they're moving pretty quickly, they get harder to see. Alright, but now we're going to be heading a little deeper into our adventure of the reserve. We just saw some forest-like animals back there. Now we're going to be entering a whole different section filled with aquatic animals. That's going to be the Safi River, usually famous for the hippos. Hippos are nocturnal, they're active during the night. During the day, they do love to sleep. And they can sleep in the water, doesn't mean they can breathe in the water. They can hold their breath about 8 minutes at a time. If they're sleeping in the water, they subconsciously rise up to the surface to catch breath without ever waking up. You might see about maybe 2 on the right side, or maybe just 1. And there's some more on the left as well. A full-grown hippo can weigh about 5,500 pounds. That is more than the average car out there. An average car can weigh about 3,500 pounds. They are herbivores. They can eat about 80 pounds of vegetation on a daily basis. You'll notice some white birds in the middle island. These are pink-backed pelicans. Their backs turn pink during mating seasons. They're pretty big birds. The wingspan is about 9 feet tip to tip. Put that in perspective, that is just as wide as the canopy above our heads. Ooh, and coming up on the left, we'll see some Nile crocodiles. These are one of the largest of the kind. They grow about 16 to 20 feet in length. They're ectothermic, in other words, cold-blooded. If you were to see them with their mouth open, it's not when you're trying to catch your prey. It's just a way of regulating the body temperature. They would open their mouths to release the heat. Alright, but now we're going to be heading out of the Safi River. The next stop is the savannah. Savannah is famous for the lions, elephants, and giraffes. All animals are wild. They choose when to come on, when to hide. So can I guarantee we're going to be able to see them all? Let's just hope we have some good luck. But really quick, coming up on this right side, you see this pretty big tree, which is a baobab tree, also known as the tree of life. They can actually hold hundreds and hundreds of gallons of water within their trunks. Even in times of drought, they would hold that much water. Animals that gather around to drink water out of them. That's why they got the name Tree of Life. But now we're officially entering the savannah, and the savannah can stretch for hundreds of miles out. Tons of species are here. You can probably see some giraffes already. Very hard to miss. Now, if we do spot any other animals far out there, we're not going to talk about them just yet. We'll get a much closer look for them later on, so don't stress it. Akuta Matata. But coming up also to our right side, there's these big horned cattle. These are Ankoli cattle, yeah? The horns can reach about 6 feet tip to tip, but the horns are not heavy. Inside the horns is a honeycomb structure where the blood flows up and down the horns, basically just cools them down. And a full-grown giraffe can grow about 18 to 20 feet tall. They're even born about 6 feet tall. And I can tell those are Maasai giraffes due to their pattern. Their pattern is pretty messy compared to the reticulated giraffe. Kinda just looks like someone clawed outside the lines. And coming up on our left-hand side, we're going to be seeing some African wild dogs, also known as painted dogs. There's some inside the den. Now, people have mistaken them as hyenas, but they're their own species. They're nothing related to hyenas, dogs, cats, wolves, foxes, any other good stuff. And as cute as they are the most successful predators in all of Africa. They can chase their prey until they collapse of exhaustion. The way they do this by using teamwork. There are also some brown antelopes far out here on this left side. These are sable antelopes. They're the emblem of the Harambe Wildlife Reserve, which is what we're driving on right now. And more giraffes, of course. And some tan antelopes back there, which are Patterson's eland. Those are the largest antelopes in Africa. They can hop about 8 feet up in the air in a standing formation. There's also quite a few termite mounds all around us. About 2 on this right-hand side. There's one pretty big coming up on our left. They're made out of dung, saliva, and mud, very rigid and sturdy. Even elephants would use them as back scratchers. They can get as sturdy as concrete once they fully dry out. Get to see another giraffe coming up on our left-hand side. As you can see, all giraffes really do is eat. They eat about 20 hours a day. The reason for that is because they have 4 stomachs. Now they do eat so much, they don't only have time to sleep. They sleep about 30 minutes a day. Sometimes even standing. We'll see some zebras coming up ahead. As well, there are quite a few other antelopes up ahead. Let's get a closer view to them. Now with these zebras, you can tell these are Hartman's mountain zebras due to their stripes towards their rear end. They get a little thicker. Also, if you look closely towards their necks, they do have an excess of skin, which is a dewlap. It's the only species of zebras to have that. And the one that's laying down is actually about just a few months old baby zebra. Can't tell which one that is. There are 2 of them that were born very recently. One was born during quarantine and one was born before quarantine. There are also some wildebeest coming up on the right hand side. Those can migrate in big herds, such as 1.5 million. And then there are some smaller antelope out there, which are springbok. Those are one of the top 10 fastest land animals in the world. They run about 50 to 60 miles per hour, which is pretty close to the cheetahs, but cheetahs are still number 1. But coming up ahead, I do see some torn down trees, so it looks like we're entering elephant territory. I think I see one coming up ahead. It's going to be a little hard to see. It's in a very awkward spot, but on the right hand side you might see, oh, there's actually 2 of them. See the southern end at least. Also some monkeys coming up on this left-hand side, which are mandrills. Might remind you of your friend Rafiki. They're the largest monkeys in the world. They would have pockets within the mouth. These are to store food. Also a little one running around too. I don't think we can get to see her. Yeah. Let's get a better view of this elephant over here. Or these two elephants, maybe. Now, a full-grown elephant can weigh about 10,000 pounds to 12,000 pounds, depending on the age and gender. Female elephants tend to go the biggest and weigh the most. It's a pretty good sign we get to see some elephants here, because we might just get to see the rest of the herd up ahead. Let's see if we can find them. Now, speed about finding them. Unfortunately, it is starting to get a little harder and harder to find some elephants across the world, which is due to habitat loss. African miners to take their habitats so they can mine the materials to make phones with. If you're trying to help elephants across the world, a simple way we can help is by recycling phones. Now, I'm not telling you to recycle the phone you have now, because you'll just be phoneless. But if you have a phone laying around, or a broken phone just laying around the house, I encourage you guys to recycle it. And it does not go in your plastics or cardboard recycle bin, it goes in a designated one. It can be found in your local Walmart or Best Buy. But also, if we look around, we're looking at red clay pits. Elephants love to dig their tusk into the clay. You'll see some tusk marks all around this. Believe it or not, they eat the clay. Inside the clay are very important minerals, and these minerals act as vitamins for these elephants. Basically just giving us another sign that we're for sure in elephant territory. I notice more baobab trees out here. There's about two in this close right, one to the far left. Baobab trees can live for centuries to 1,000 years. We're just waiting for the truck in front of us to move up a little forward, and then we can go forward. We're coming up ahead, we'll see some flamingos. And these are greater flamingos, the lightest of their kind. They get the color from their diet, which is brine shrimp. That's why they get pink. It may seem pretty short from our perspective, but they can grow about 5 feet tall and weigh about 9 pounds. There's an ostrich up ahead, just across the road. Get to see it coming up on our left-hand side. I can tell it's a female ostrich due to the color of the feathers. Her feathers are gray, the feathers are black. It'd be a male. There's another one coming up ahead too. Even though ostriches have feathers and wings, they don't fly. They're the fastest land animal on 2 feet. They run about 40 miles per hour. Just try being about 16 feet apart. And fun fact, an ostrich's eye is bigger than her brain. And coming up ahead, I see some cheetahs out here on the left side. There's one walking. Maybe not for long, but you can see it up there. There's also one laying down right next to him. Cheetahs are the fastest land animals in the world. They can run above 60 miles per hour. Some may reach 70 miles per hour. They do have non-trackable claws, which means their claws are always out. Use it as cleats while they're running. Probably get to see them a little better on this side. There's also about 2 more on this front left-hand side as well. Alright, let's see what else we can find. Up ahead I do see this famous rock form, which is called the kopie. Such as large predators are trying to dominate the kopie, so you don't have the high ground. In other words, a predator can see the prey, but the prey cannot see them. See what the predators are residing here. Oh, to the right side, you might notice there's some rhinos far out there on the right. And those are white rhinos. They weigh about 5,000 pounds and they can charge about 35 miles per hour. And that smaller antelope that's much closer to us is a bountifak. They're related to the wildebeest, those gray antelopes we saw before. Ooh, but coming up ahead, see on the tallest rock, there's a female line up there, and on the bottom there's a male line. As you can see, all lines really do is rest. They rest about 20 hours a day. The reason for that is because they try to conserve the energy toward the time of hunting, use all the force and all the might, make sure they bring something back home. It's the female lines that do all the hunting, while the male line stays back and protects the cubs. Actually, look on this front left side, right next to that big tree, you might see some furry little things laying down. Those are warthogs. Warthogs are pretty quick. They go about 40 miles per hour. With their tail going straight up. Probably get to see another view of these rhinos. Also, some ostrich eggs on the floor. Those ostrich eggs are pretty hefty. One is equivalent as 2 dozen chicken eggs, which is about 24 chicken eggs. They weigh about 3 to 5 pounds each. Even an average human being can stand on top of an ostrich egg and not break. That's how tough their shells are. Now we're entering the Magadi Glen. I like to call this place a very magical place. It is astonishingly beautiful, and as you know, Disney is encouraging us to go and explore. You never know if this is in your backyard. Let's explore. Even the warden is constructing a little hut out here just to keep a close eye to the animals that live on the reserve. Alright my friends, unfortunately it does look like our journey is coming to an end. But before we part ways, I do ask you guys one favor. I want you to choose at least one animal. Make that your favorite animal. If you already have a favorite animal that you may have not seen today, that's okay. I want you to do some research. Find out ways that update animals survive in the wild. Even if it's little things such as recycling, reducing, reusing, or even donating. Little things do add up to big things, my friends. We can help all those animals across the world together. we're going to be approaching the village, my friends. Please gather all those belongings, check the roads, double check the roads. Don't leave anything behind. The road was a bit bumpy. Things may have fallen from your pockets, from your bags. So check by your feet. It is a long trip back to Africa, so make sure you do not forget anything.